Hello and welcome to the South Lanarkshire Refugee Digital Climate Change Workshop, where we talk about everything regards climate change and climate change awareness and what we need to do to embrace climate change and what we need to do or what we can do to reduce the effects of climate change and also to help us save our planet, to make sure we know about the things we need to do to reduce, to embrace, just to be able to look forward to helping our planet and save our planet and be conscious about our daily activities. And today we're going to be looking at some of the terms that we have used over this program, over these workshops, over the previous workshops. And one of it that we'll be looking at today is carbon footprint. Carbon footprint. What does this mean? What is carbon footprint? What is carbon footprint all about? And to help me today with carbon footprint, I have Mr. Suleiman Sayang, who presented the last workshop. I want the last workshop on energy efficiency with us, and he's going to walk us through carbon footprint. Mr. Sayang, how
Yes,
are you, sir?
I'm alright, man. Greetings, brother.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Good, 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 good,
Thanks for
good.
having me once again.
Yeah, so we're back again on today's workshop. We're talking about climate change, but we want to look at what is carbon footprint and just to shed more light on what carbon footprint is and how what we have done to what we can do about carbon footprint, just to give us more insight.
Yeah, basically, all this climate change thing is everything is down to carbon footprint. Maybe if you tell somebody carbon footprint, it might be because you have carbon and then it has footprint attached to it, might be a bit confusing to people. How can I make carbon footprint?
Hmm.
Yes, we all have carbon footprint.
Okay, before you go, it's always our tradition during these workshops just to say hello to, people are watching online, people are watching from different places, just to say greetings to them and to also flash up some of their greetings. We have Mora. Good evening, people. Good evening, Mora. Ireti Folashade has joined us again. Good evening, madam. And we've got Baja. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah, it's actually evening. It's evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. And thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. And we hope to have a wonderful workshop this evening. So please, we want you to be as interactive as possible. And don't forget to share this video as well so that more people will get to see. Yeah, Mr. Sayan.
Yeah, greetings to your viewers right now and those who are about to watch it later online. Greetings to all of you. I would say Assalamu alaikum.
Yes.
Yes, man. Okay, back to
Alaikum
what
assalam, right?
wa alaikum salam.
Walaikum assalam, yeah.
Yes, yes, man. Blessings to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes, man. Okay, we come back to what you are asking, about the carbon footprint. Yes, like I said to you earlier on, what I was saying is, if you tell some people carbon footprint, they must say, how am I making carbon footprint? Because carbon, the word carbon and then footprint attached to it, that might be confusing to some people. Yes, everybody have carbon footprint. If you're using energy, you have carbon footprint. So carbon footprint, it simply means releasing greenhouse gases into the atmosphere through the activity of an individual or business, or in some other words, um, creating pollutions to the atmosphere by either an individual or a business through their activities.
So in a nutshell, carbon footprint is still the same thing, similar to what we've been discussing, and it's just another
Exactly.
terminology.
yeah, is the real embodiment of all what we are trying to say. Because whether we do the energy efficiency, whether you do the recycling and upcycling,
Whether you manage your waste.
whether you manage your waste, whatever, all what you are trying to achieve is to reduce this carbon emission, which is to reduce the pollution into the atmosphere. That's the target. So basically, all these activities, this is what you are trying to achieve.
And we want it to be reduced, because everything, the whole essence of this thing is to make sure we reduce it in order not to pollute the environment, in order not to to affect our climate in a
Exactly. So,
negative way.
so now you can see, like, this carbon emission we do, or in some other words, the pollution we create. That's what's create this climate change. And then the earth is getting more and more warm. You understand? We are losing the ice in the the Arctic and Antarctic ozone zones, basically. And also, through this climate, because of this climate change, is creating and it's resulting to, we're seeing, too much of, climate, accidents, whereby, we're seeing these wildfires, floods, floods. You understand? Or this, tornadoes. You understand? So, all this were creation of our carbon footprint, which is results to the pollution we are creating into the atmosphere. So individually, like for example, you either putting your television on, you know, whether you are using an energy sensibly or recklessly, you still creating pollution.
Yep.
So, but what we are saying here, we are not saying that people should not create pollution. If you say that, you'll be wrong, because technically now you are stopping people from living in this modern.
If it is the same, yeah,
If it is in
if
the
we
ancient,
would always leave a carbon footprint, we would always leave our print, we would always do one of these things.
you do it sensibly, like instead of putting all your appliances, leaving all your appliances on. You understand? Use focus on what you are what you are using at that point in time.
Okay, so if you're sorry, one second. If you're watching us, we just want to know what you understand by carbon footprint. We would like to see your own understanding, your own definition of carbon footprint. Please put it in the comment section, and I will try as much as possible to flash it up, and then Mr. Sayan can touch on it as well. So let's learn together. Let's share ideas. Let's know. Let's understand what you know about carbon footprint, so that we are here to also learn from you. At the same time, we are also here to share our own knowledge as well. Yeah, so I can see Linda's dropped some. A carbon footprint is the total greenhouse gas emissions caused by an individual, event, organization, service, place, or product expressed as carbon dioxide.
That's quite right.
Mm.
Yes, she is indeed right.
Greenhouse gas. What's your own
Green,
understanding of greenhouse gas? Yeah.
yeah, the greenhouse gas is just it's just it's another terminology of the carbon dioxide we expose. You understand? So because technically, okay, whereby this this pollution have been captured and stored under the ground, you
Hmm.
know, done by plants. That's why, if you remember during our primary school days, I think we all do this of carbon carbon dioxygen and carbon dioxide and carbon monoxide. Remember, they were telling you, like, okay, human, okay, animals breathe carbon dioxide, and the plants absorb carbon dioxide and release oxygen, and human being breathe breathe in oxygen.
And the things that is giving us oxygen, we're cutting it down. We're cutting trees.
Thank
We're
you
not
very
planting trees.
thank you
We're
very much.
cutting it to build houses.
Yeah, but okay, if I just want to break things down, not to juggle up things up and to be all over the place at the same time. You
Yep.
understand? So that's why I'm putting it this way. So let's start with with our individual activities, especially like we the people living in Scotland. Possibly, okay, this video might be watched by other people, especially places like in Africa because we are from Africa. So I might drop some information for them to what they can do. Okay, but this one, okay, the information can help us. It can help people living outside Scotland.
Yeah.
As long as you are an energy user, just be wise. Have that like last time what we have in our workshop is be energy efficient minded. You understand? In your household, try to control and pay attention on small details to to control your energy usage.
Even when you're going out, even when you're whatever you're doing, not even only the house. The house definitely it starts from the house, but then going forward as well.
Also your in household, not only your energy use, but also your fabrics. You understand? Like for example, okay, I use a cloth, now it's I don't feel like I have no use for it. I went and throw it to the dump here.
You won't believe what happened. After the workshop you facilitated, I
Hmm.
was going to make eba, gari,
Yes.
and you need hot water to make it. And all I needed was just a bowl. But I
Mm.
went to the tap. I was almost going to fill the kettle, and then I remembered. I was like, "Oh, I don't need this much water. I just need small water to make my."
There you go.
So yeah, so these things, and that's the whole essence of talking about it. Um,
It's all about that. It's all
yes.
about like the little information you have, no matter how small it is, share it with others.
So let's see what Raphael says. Carbon energy footprint is the amount of carbon being emitted by an activity or organization. Activity being individual activity,
Yeah.
collective activity.
That's why I just mask it up. I just keep it a simplicity whereby it refers to the activity of an individual or a business. So business can be an organization. You understand? So basically, either plural, singular or plural.
Yes, yes.
You
We're just
understand?
trying to get more, just to get the idea of what people
Yeah, of
joining
course.
us live, what they
Yeah, of course.
understand
We
by
need to
this as
engage
well.
them to know, what they understand from what we are talking. At
Yes,
least, yes. For then they can engage us productively.
yes. Well, what I understand, so Mora saying what I understand is that direct or indirectly, we also partake in this pollution, and it has made the world hotter. Yes,
Fantastic.
definitely. That
Now,
was what you were saying. That for you to say you are not going to contribute means you are not going to be living.
yes.
And even if you're not living,
So that's why I could have just said greenhouse emission.
mm,
You understand? As that's the title of the workshop.
yeah,
But I deliberately choose carbon footprint
mm,
so that I can be able to go down in the details to individuality.
hmm,
So then, because many people are in denial of this climate change. But if it was able to elaborate to them for them to understand what they themselves are contributing and what they themselves can do to change their actions, and individually, if everybody do your bit, then collectively we will achieve what we want.
So carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases that are caused by our actions. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll take, I think, the last comment with regards what is carbon footprint. Carbon footprint is the total amount of greenhouse gases, including carbon dioxide and methane, that are generated by our actions. Okay, this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
There's two things that is constant with what you've said and what the audience are saying, which is actions, activities. And you know,
Yeah.
sometimes when you're saying these words, it's so easy for someone to just think, okay, action, activity, and not actually personalize it to
Action
themselves.
activity, we means, like, your behavior towards your, okay, maybe, okay, let me simplify. Let's say your behavior towards your energy use. Like, for example, okay, for your switches on your wall to be on and off, that's controlled by you. That's an action by you. For you to be sitting down and watching your television, for you to be running your taps, for you to be boiling your kettle to make cup of tea, or either I'm using boiling water to use it for something else, for you to be cooking, for you to be taking shower, and so on and so forth, and also for your attention towards your clothing. You understand? We also need to try to to develop something called, what you call upcycling. You understand? Instead of being spending your money on clothes, clothes all the time. Now think of, okay, like, for example, okay, I have a T-shirt. You understand? Okay, maybe, okay, I've grown out of this T-shirt. Okay, what is the order? What other use can I have for this T-shirt before throwing it away? You understand? So that's become, defines the individuality of this um, carbon footprint. You understand? And also, okay, I will take you to the to the official, documentation on this, whereby the climate change, program was, this, the UK government and including Scottish government, they made a assessment, and the Scottish government come with a, climate change planning. This was set up in 2009, whereby they make climate change, risk assessments, you know, and then by 2019 they've come out with a a report, Scottish climate change adaptation program, whereby what are the actions need to be done to be able to contain this climate change, and and for people living in Scotland to reduce their carbon emissions, because they set up a target by 2045. They want to have a zero emissions in Scotland. You understand? So
Mhm.
these are the government, government footsteps, like, whereby they are, they are investing into infrastructures. They are, investing into renewable energy. But their target is, their preliminary target is by 2030. They want to achieve, about 70 to 75% of their goal. Then by 2045, ahead of their UK counterpart, England, Wales, and Northern Ireland, which, for them, they want to achieve their goal by 2050. For Scotland is on on a target of um, 2045 by achieving this zero emission target.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay,
So
so we have Angel Raphael who says, seriously, the world environment was at peace. Even the water were more cleaner during COVID-19 lockdown because most of those companies or individuals producing toxic chemicals were all down. Well,
yeah,
yeah, if obviously if human activities reduce, but I don't think for us to say everything should be shut down would be the best solution, but we should just take intentional steps to
that's
reducing
yeah,
our
that's what
activities.
Yeah, that's why I says to you, if we say nobody should have a carbon footprint altogether. Even Scotland, even the Scottish government are saying zero emission. They don't mean zero. They mean to bring it way down.
Down. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's just a terminology. It might
yeah.
understand because in a common sense, that no country can even if okay, although they are putting they are putting things into places like, for example, let me talk you through this. Like they intended to have plant 18,000 hectares of new woodlands each year by 2024. They are committed to restore, at least 250,000 hectares of peatland by 2030.
That's Scotland.
The Scottish government's program. They are also investing into, they investing about 100 million green jobs funding, creating jobs to provide investment for low carbon businesses. You understand? Basically supporting the business who are in support of this, this campaign. Or investing another another 180 million. Imagine energy technologies fund. Things like creating the wind energy, the hydrogen and things like that.
Would
And
you
they
say?
also,
Would
yeah,
you say?
they also in this target, because they also realize that driving it also contribute a lot, whereby because the cars producing carbon monoxide,
Yep.
which is bad for our health with the human being, as from the first place. By standing next to car, inhaling that things in your system, it kills a lot of your blood cells.
Yeah.
You understand? So Scottish government, aims to reduce that, by 20%. Like they aim to reduce, number of kilometers traveled by cars, 20% by 2020. You
Which would
understand?
be brilliant. That would be brilliant. Would you think? Do you feel the family size, the size of a family,
Mhm.
also affects or
Yes,
contributes to carbon footprint?
of course, yes. Because the more people you have in the house, the more energy you use. You know what I mean? But
And
also,
this is directly because as Africans we have large families where
yeah.
we're
But
prone to
okay,
having large families.
in Africa, one thing they can do is they can take advantage of, like,
No,
for
even
example.
Africans generally, even Africans here as well, we tend to usually have
Yeah, I
larger
remember. Yes,
families.
I remember. Yes, I used to have my heating on non-stop. You know what I mean? I was spending a lot of money on gas and electricity, but because I cannot cope with the cold. But with time I realized, okay, I can keep the thermostat at just under one, and you understand. I just have to keep the thing on my radiator until until I feel the house is warm enough. Then I switch off my heating. I make sure all my windows, everything is shut. You understand? I keep my heating in. But before, I believe okay, if as long as I keep the heating, but I don't know. Okay, now if the house is hot, it's okay. Switch it off.
Mhm, mhm. You were saying something about the family size affecting carbon footprint
Yeah,
as well.
because that thing is like, for example, okay, if you come to you have more family, more heads in the household. You understand? More fabrics has to be in the house. Number one,
More waste.
more clothes. You need to buy
Yeah,
more clothes.
more waste to generate.
More waste to generate. Waste in all aspects. You understand? But also, one thing also is, we the Africans also have this habit. You understand? That food waste. You understand? we tend to be cooking, still I'm still having that back home mentality. When you are cooking, you cook, in bulk. You understand? And then you end up throwing, some of the food,
Away.
you understand? That food thing, okay, okay, that
So,
that
so
Mhm.
sorry, because cooking in bulk. What's your take? Do you feel it's more economical and also more energy efficient to cook in bulk,
Okay.
or when you want to cook, you just cook piece bit by bit? So, for example, a family that eats rice almost every other day or every day,
Yes.
do you want to cook that rice in a big pot, cook it once, or you want to cook your own? Say for example there's about two three adults in the family, maybe you are home, you want to eat rice now, and you know that if your brother comes back, he might also be interested in the same rice, or most likely it's rice he's going to cook or something. Is it okay for you to cook big pot of rice, or you should just cook what you can finish at that time?
I think you need what is required.
You need what?
You need what is required.
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
You need what is required, what is
Okay,
needed.
okay, you need what is required. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah, you need to be economical, because if you cook that food, in bulk, number one, it's gonna take time to cook, to finish that, too much of food. And number two, is gonna take more energy, which is you are spending more money on cooking. You understand? Okay, if you don't finish it again, you have to keep it in the refrigerator.
Mm.
For you to come and eat it, consume it again, you have to warm it again.
So you are not actually saving. It looks like you're saving by cooking in bulk because you think you are not going to
Yeah,
recook.
I
But
can
at the end of the day,
understand.
the processes, the carbon footprint to
It's
finish
too
that
much.
bulk will all add up.
Yes, because okay, I can understand what other people do. Like for example, people here, due to their work nature, they cannot have the time of of cooking, so they will take their day off, and and cook in bulk, portion them and put it in the refrigerator. So when they're going to work, they are taking one lunch pack at a time.
And
You understand?
we love our food. We love our food. We
Yes.
Africans. Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so I think some more definitions have come online as well. Jude Uche, I think he's just joining us. Welcome, Jude. Carbon footprint is the amount of or quantity of carbon dioxide emission caused by all activities of man, which has effect on the atmosphere. Yes,
Hmm.
it's what we've been saying. From what I understand, planting green plants help improve the climate. Right or wrong?
Say that again.
Right or wrong? She's saying what she understands, planting green plants helps improve the climate.
Oh yes. It's even advisable, like, okay, we the ones living in flats, so we don't have the space of growing plants outside. Yeah, then maybe, at your window, chicken windows, or if you have a balcony, have half a pot, and and plant some, even flowers and things like that. Have that connection to the nature. You understand?
And Badger Agnes, carbon footprint is defined as the quality of greenhouse gas emission caused by our action.
Yep, still the same thing.
So, would you say transportation also adds to the carbon footprint?
Big time. Because you see the big time.
So it's like that's the major. Is that the major? Is that the
It's one
main
of
culprit?
it's one of the major culprits. Because in fact, in these targets, and in these investments, Scottish government pay attention to it, whereby like I said earlier, they aim to reduce the number of kilometers traveled by cars
Hmm.
by to 20% by 2030. You understand? And they also committed to phase out the need for new petrol and diesel cars and vans by 2030. So basically, they are moving towards the EV transport mode. If I say EV means electric vehicles. You understand? And they also invest 120 million investment in zero emission buses. If you go out today, even today, I've seen one. These electric buses, they are investing into the bus fleets, in towns and intercities and within the towns. So, they are moving them into electric vehicles, and they
Okay, talking
also.
about that food. Sorry, talking about that food.
Mhm.
Because I feel it's very, very because this workshop is targeted as at we Africans, refugees, and we understand ourselves,
Yes, I will come to
we
that, but
understand our
yes,
cultural values and
the
points, and I
reason
know
the reason
that
so excuse me there. The reason why I'm giving you this Scottish government statistics is like to show to the people that look, this is how committed the government is.
no,
So
you're 100% on point. No, no, it wasn't
yeah,
your point I was talking about. I wanted
mm,
to read a comment. Sorry,
yeah,
I should have actually told you so to hold on a bit. I wanted to read a comment
hmm,
because no, what you're saying is 100%. The Scottish government is actually taking a giant step. They're one of the few governments taking big step, and we should commend them for it. No,
oh yeah,
100%, 100%. Where in Scotland, this is all about Scotland, but it's just targeted at Africans. That's and
yes,
because we
people drop,
understand ourselves culturally, this
yes,
Raphael is going back to the point of cooking in
hmm,
bulk. So I don't know if he missed because I think there was a time he dropped the comment saying his network. Yeah. So I don't know if he missed your explanation of not not cook in bulk. So that's why I want to flash his comment so that you can just briefly, though he himself, he said, well, what if others don't want white rice or they want jollof rice? But, I just wanted you to go over that explanation of
jollof
why
rice,
you shouldn't
jollof
cook in bulk.
whether you cook in jollof rice or white rice or egusi soup or or duran simba in which is my traditional food mandinka. You understand? Or you want to cook super kanja, or you want to cook cook mandazi, which is mainly used by the East Africans, or chapati. Cooking is cooking. You understand? No, be precise and be economical about what you cook. Calculate how much energy be precise on be conscious on your energy use, and also be conscious of provided food waste, because this food waste, like okay, I'll give you example. You see, like okay, if you put up let's say even a leftover rice, yeah, you leave it there, till it becomes spoiled, and then you can see, it smells.
It's not as fresh.
No, it stings. Like when it's spoiled and then it start getting, you understand?
Moko when it's
Exactly. Okay, you can
fermenting.
see, yeah, like in a food waste in general, it can have that smell. Okay, although food waste can be useful if you have what you call biogas. If you have a
Biogas, yeah.
yeah, if you have a biogas plant, then you can put your food waste into that biogas plant, whereby it will capture the methane from your food and give you a gas. And then the waste product can also be bioslurry. That's odorless. You can use that as a fertilizer, which is 99% nitrogen fixing. But hence we don't we are not exposed to that, or having biogas plants. So what we can do, we need to be in economical and conscious of our, when we are cooking food, we need to be thinking of our energy use, number one, and number two, we need to be conscious and economical about our food waste. You understand? Because this
Hmm.
food waste also create carbon emission. Because you see, if you throw these things on the dump yard, if that that method, it also expose the the gas into the atmosphere. So you see, okay, we need to be conscious on, basically, we need to be conscious about our energy efficiency. If you are energy efficient, we can able to contribute to the reduction of greenhouse gas into the atmosphere individually. And also, one thing we forget, we need to focus on our drivings, those who drive, you and your fellows. You
So
know,
what are the options? What are the options that people can take, especially those that love driving? What are the options?
yes, the options are there, and people can get in touch with the Scottish government climate change programs, the climate adaptation program. You understand?
Mm,
Yep. They can give you fundings on your driving, to come to go in, either if you are changing from this
to
fossil
electric.
fuel to electric cars. They have a scheme for that. Okay, they also have have an agency responsible for advising you how to control your carbon emissions whilst behind the wheel.
Yeah.
This
The,
information,
the alternative that, yeah.
if you are an African, you can, and you living in Scotland, you can go to Scottish government website. All the informations are there. They are climate change. Just put, just Google Scottish government, Scottish government climate change. Understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can, you can. There are many things like that. Like you can go to their climate, adaptation to climate change. That will show you a lot.
Moderation. Yeah. We need to be more economical about energy use.
Yeah. Because if you are economical about your energy use, like okay, the case the case study you bring on, like cooking, cooking your food, which we know, yes, Africans, we love to cook our fresh food. Not majority of us who wanting to go to the restaurant and things like that, or to Tamato order a takeaway. We love to cook our food. Because maybe okay, maybe okay, you there's a certain taste of egusi soup that your old woman cook in the house and you used to that, or your madam cook in the house. So you wouldn't want to leave that down and change that for something else. You understand? So this thing is, and as a family man, you have to cook. So in this point is, we need to be very conscious about our energy use and also be aware of our food waste. So basically, you are killing two birds with one stone here. You understand? So cook what is required, what is needed. You understand? Finish that. Next time, cook what is needed. So that means you don't have to, cook in bulk, pack them, put them in the refrigerator. Refrigerator is taking like, the more it's loaded, the more energy it consumes.
Yeah. Yeah.
You understand? And then you have to bring that out again. For you to eat that again, you have to put it in the microwave,
Still using more energy.
still using more energy. And microwave also is not a healthy, we use it, but it's not a healthy um, machine that we should be eating. So we should be using for our food. That's another topic for them. That's another topic for another day. You understand?
Okay,
But
yes, burning definitely should be avoided because of the
yes,
emissions
okay,
and the pollution as well coming from it.
yes. This carbon emission also what we can do as individuals, either been living in Scotland or living outside Scotland, because which I believe that being an African, we're gonna get some African watch this video later. What we can do is first and for number one, let's encourage each other to be aware of the climate change. And number two, yes, there are climate, climate change refugees happening in the world. People are losing their houses, their homes, their villages due to climate change because of the flooding. We see now we see flooding happening all over the place. Wildfires is happening all over the place. You understand? So what we can do is first and foremost, we spread the knowledge of the awareness of climate change. Number two, we encourage of planting trees. You understand? Planting
Plant
trees.
trees.
Yes,
Use the phrase embrace nature. Even
exactly.
plant it inside the house.
Like for
Like
example, now
plant something.
if you check it, okay, we are cutting down trees, in the name of so-called development. So everybody is putting up concrete walls, brick and mud, cement. And do you know that cement also pollute a lot of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. So we cut down all these trees, we replace them with these cement and concrete blocks.
And
So but if we can encourage
trees
people,
is meant to give us oxygen.
that's what I'm saying. So now check it, possibly, okay, kids nowadays might not remember that, but during our younger days and now, the weather is different. How it's more hotter than before, even in Africa.
Even the smell is different.
Exactly. So and now I will take you back to my Dutch slogan I coined, which is a healthy environment leads to healthy living. So if we encourage people, okay, what I encourage people is don't plant a tree just for the sake of planting a tree. Plant fruit trees in your backyard, in your compound. That fruit trees, that trees can be used of storing in carbon. Number one, it can provide food for you. Number two, it can provide oxygen for you. Number three, it can provide shade for you. Above all, is creating an healthy environment for you, which is healthy for yourself. You feeling me?
Yeah,
And
100%.
also, if people can also adopt, like because in fact, being behind the wheel all the time, it's not healthy. Sometimes, like choose 2 days in a week. So okay, these days I'm gonna dump my car for public transport. You understand?
For the
And
trend precisely.
train,
Or I think the green buses.
yeah, train or buses. Because if you check it, okay, okay, the bus carry many people. If I told, okay, all those people decide, okay, I'm gonna dump the bus for my private car. How much pollution are we gonna be kind of? But if people are saying, okay, those who are private car, but they can say, okay, you know what, I will sacrifice for for my contribution, to cut my carbon footprint. Okay, I will choose, a day or two, and and sacrifice my private car for public transport.
Yep.
You feeling me?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, we're going to give the last 2 minutes for that. We'll just wait 2 more minutes for that. But while we're waiting, I just want to say big thank you, big thank you to the community fund for funding these workshops, for funding this project, for making it possible for us to be able to create these projects talking about climate change awareness. And we want to say big thank you to the National Lottery Community Fund for supporting this cause. For supporting this cause, and that's my alarm. I have a workshop in 15 more minutes, but yeah, we're just waiting for our audience. If you have any comments or any questions to drop, Mr. Suleiman, thank you so much for your time, for your knowledge, for sharing your knowledge. We appreciate as you're impacting on our community. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort.
No problem. Anytime.
So to round it up, um, what other advice can you give us with reducing our carbon footprint?
Yeah, first and foremost, what I would try to tell people is everybody should be aware of the 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 damage we are doing. Sorry to say this, but human beings are the most destructive creature ever to live, on this face of earth. You understand? Because check,
Even more than the dinosaurs.
tell me about it. So, but if we encourage each other and sensitize each other about this climate change, which is whereby, okay, okay, those in Africa, they can see the change of their rain pattern. Okay, when the rain comes, before, we don't used to get, that too much of floodings, but now flood is very paramount all over the world. You understand? Like I said, this bush or wildfire is all over the place. You understand? So people are losing their houses, villages, towns because of this climate change. So what we can do individually, first and foremost, spread the knowledge. After spreading knowledge, number two, we can also contribute in a whereby take an action by ourselves, first and foremost. Whereby you pay attention on your energy use in your household. Then from the household, house, if I say household, that's including your energy use and your 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 attention towards your clothing as well. You understand? Then number three, if you are if you are if you have a private car, sometimes try to sacrifice your private car for public transport. Or if in fact tentative, if you can even change your petrol or diesel car to an electric vehicle, whereby government have incentives on those ones. You can check it on the Scottish government website. You understand? Because Scottish government have made the commitment, and they are making all these big investments. So individually, if you also did our little bit, we can make individually, then it grows to
To
communal.
community, and then collectively we can
Then
make we
before
can
you reach
save our planet.
exactly
Okay, so
before
that is where we'll have it today. Thank you so much, and until the next workshop, we're just going to say big thank you, Mr. Suleiman, and we hope to see you on the next workshop. And before then, just make be intentional, make conscious efforts to reduce. That's what with these workshops has been all about. It's about
exactly.
trying to reduce what we consume, reduce what we buy. You don't have to
And you see the
go
and you see the,
cook.
and you see the reflection on your pocket.
Yes, and it reflects on the pocket. So until next time, big thank you and bye.
Blessings.